This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. For example, consider you have multiple forms. So consider customer details, right? Customer onboard. When you are onboarding the customer, first page you can consider you need a personal details. Okay. In the second page, you need a employment details. In the third page, you need a financial details, for example, or else you can say address details. Okay. Then you can submit. Okay. Consider you have, so generally you can build your own form in your own form. You can build for separate interfaces. Then you can use a chaining in your process model, activity chaining between the each in user input task. That will work. That is one of the way. But instead of that, three different tasks, right? Instead of that, can't we build any single page? Instead of that, can't we build any single page? Yes, you can develop a single user input task, nothing but single interface, so that it be possible. How it would be possible? Let's see now. First, consider before going to implement anything, first you should understand how you can implement. Okay, so simple funda, like here you can say first, this is the first one. So here, when I open a form, what is the button should be displayed? Next button, because this is a first page. Okay, remember this, understand, this is the first page, you should display the next button. So when you click on the next button, you have to go here. So in this place, it is a second page. What you have to display? Here you have to display next button and previous button. Previous nothing but back button. Okay, back button and next button. In this one also, you can display back button and not next button, direct submit also you can, or else next button you can do. Finally here, back button and submit. Here, example you can say review and submit. So first you should understand either it should be 1 page, 2 page or 5 pages, doesn't matter. The concept is important. Like whenever you are taking anything, just where and all the buttons will come, how you can display. That is important. Here, there is no separate topic and all. Simple, you have to build your own interface using a text box or the drop down section and all. Just you need to write the show when condition. When this one should be displayed, when this one should be displayed, when this one should be displayed. That's it. When you come to this one, so all the details should be read only. Okay. So you have to implement like this. Let's go to their application, create on interface. Customer details flow. Okay. Can give any name, just for my understanding. I'm giving my, can give, click on create. First, you can drag a form. Okay. Okay. I'm using a form. First, I'm using a drag a form. So now you have to build here. Okay. So let's go to the expression. Forgot about everything. Okay. Let's go to the expression. Here, one thing you should remember, the form layout is there, but here I need a buttons based on the conditions. You need one variable to make the conditions and all. So do that. So you want to use any variable, what you will do? You can use local variable, right? You can use local variables. Within the local variable, you can define any one variable you want to use it. So I want to use local bank current step. You can give any name, it should be fine. Okay, you can bank current step. That by default you can give first when you open a page, it should be first page, right? You can give one. Okay, local bank current step equal to 1. So now comma you have given, and this is your form. Now you want to build the first, forgot about the content. Okay, so you have to build this one. Is I'm giving this title. You want to you have to focus on buttons only. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, you have to focus on the buttons. How many buttons you want? For example, here I want to take first page 2 to 3 digits, second page 2. First page only personal details, first name, last name. Second page is professional details like department and designation. We don't have multiple. You can take multiple as per the example. Okay. So in that case, first I need a buttons. How many buttons you want? You have to decide that. Okay. So you need one submit button. That should be true. And remaining what you want exactly you should say. So I need one back button. I need one next button. Right guys. I need one back button. I need one next button. Okay. So for that I want to copy this entire blocks like so you can use copy it. One is back button, one is next button. Okay, I need a three button. One is back button, one is next button, one is submit button. Cancel should be common, it should be there. Okay, so that should be fine. Here, first I want to build a one button. Let's go with the primary because right side whatever we are displaying, those are all can call it as a primary button. So first button you can give a name should be back button. Okay, back button you can give. And second button you can give the name as next button. Okay, back and next two buttons I have given. So but we should not submit the form. The submit equal to true is there, right? But we should not submit the form. You can remove these two. Understand step by step what I'm doing. Okay, because when you click on this the form will be submitted, but here I know I don't want to submit. I want to go to the, I want to hide the conditions, I want to hide the some content, I want to show some content. That's it. For that you need to write the conditions only. But how can you write the conditions? How can you write the conditions? For example, when you click on the back button or next button, what should be displayed? First, I want to use value because when I click on the next button, I want to update one value. Okay, what is the value you want to update? For example, in the first page is there. When you click on the next button, okay, I want to increment one value, increment the local variable. Local bank current step is there, right? I'm in the first step. When I click on the next button, just I want to increment that value plus 1. Okay, simple. Remember, when I click on the next button, I want to increment that number plus 1. I want to store into the same local variable. Got it? Similarly, when I click on the back button, I want to do the -1. Just make the difference. When I click on the next button, I want to increment that number. When I click on the back button, I want to just minus that number. Okay, so here, okay, here you can use. Now, only one thing, when it should be displayed. So whenever the first page is there, you can display. Now, for example, you are considering here 3 pages. First page, it should be displayed. Second page, it should be. Third page, it's not. Means only first and second page, it should be displayed. Next button. Third place, only submit will display. So to do that, for everywhere, you can have show when condition. They have show when condition for every component. So here you should say, I want to display when local bank current step equal to 1. You want to display in one place, that should be fine. But I want to display in two places. I want to display in two places. That is 1 and 2. Okay. You want to display in two places. That is 1 and 2. So 1 and 2 means like here, one should be in the first page, second should be in the second page. Okay, guys. One should be in the first page, second should be in the second page. But how can you? Because either it should be or condition, right? One or. So for that you can give or condition. Sorry. Okay, you can give within the or. Okay, you can give within the or. Clear? So now simple, you can give the show when condition. Okay. Similarly, you can use the same show when condition in the back button. So when should be back button? First page it is not required. Second page it is required, and third page it is required. Why I am giving this flower process means R condition is there, right? This current step 2 or 3 or 1 or 2. That is the reason I am using the R function. Within the R function, I am just validating my condition. Now for your interest, like just I want to print that value. Local bank current step. Initially it should be 1. See, when I click on the 1, so back button is not there. Let's see. Only next is there. When I click on the next, the value is incrementing, right? 2. So whenever it is true, the back button is coming. Why? Because I have given a show when condition. When I click on the back button, I am doing minus. When I come to the minus, again, the value is 1. Then whenever the value is 1, back button will not be displayed. So always use a show when condition whenever you want to display any component. Okay, so that is about a back button and next button. Now you want to use a submit button. Okay, so for the submit, you have to use two variables for your interest. One is customer, I want to use. The type you can select. Here also, yeah, they have given a description, is the latest one. Here, COB. I think customer only. Yeah. Okay. So in the submit button, I want to submit it that value. Okay. So on top of the submit, just I want to use what is the value I want to save. So here, value should be submit. I want to store into RI bank button value. Okay. But when I want to display the submit button, simple, you can write show when condition when local bank current step equal to 3. Only in the 3 you can submit. First page only next. Second page you will have next and back. When you go to the next, submit and back. Okay, the condition is satisfied. Similarly, you can use cancel button should be there for all the places. Whenever I want to cancel, you can cancel. But you can use cancel means cancel, you can say. Okay, hope you understood. First, you have to think about the buttons. When you know these conditions, simple, you can implement whatever you want. Okay, so here simple I did. I took the form layout. I took one variable. Okay, that is a local variable. By default, I'm taking a value of 1. So based on that, just applied a simple logic. I took the 3 buttons, whatever the buttons. So this you are displaying it. Okay, the back button means when I click on the back button, I want to decrement that value. When I click on the next button, just I want to increment that value with the 1. Okay, whenever I'm incrementing, same I'm always storing into the same variable. And simply I have written a show when condition when to display. If the value is 1 or 2 or value is 1, so Simple, I have written our condition. Whenever the page, the current step value equal to 2 and 3, I'm displaying back button. Whenever the current step equal to 1 and 2, I'm displaying the next button. Because in the first page, then back button is not required because that is the starting point of your page. Okay. Now, once you have done this, then you can just implement your form. So whatever you want in the form, it's up to you. Just buttons are completed. So within that, you can use a multiple things. Either you can use section, columns, whatever it is. For example, if I'm using a columns layout, okay, within the columns we have columns. Okay, you can declare a multiple columns. One is column layout, another is another column layout. Two column layouts you can use. So contents you can use. Okay. Just you need to know like how you can type. That should be important. That's the reason I'm showing you. Okay. In the contents you can write anything. Either you can drag and drop. Okay. Let's go to the design mode. You can see we have two columns left. Here you can just do the drag and drop of two text components. One text, another text, and you can use two drop downs too. Okay. Like this you can do. Now you can go to expression again. You can see the values to how it has written. Okay. So we have a one text box. First text box I want to give first name. Second one I want to give designation. Okay, values you can give choice labels and choice values, you know, right? You can give anything. Here I want to give designation should be SC, SSC, TL. Same you can copy here also. Okay, clear. And here the values you know, right? Where to store and all. Values should be RI bank customer dot first name. Copy it and use it same. And here designation. You can copy correctly. It will give you suggestions. The first column you have implemented correctly. So you can take multiple text fields, multiple drop downs. Just here I'm showing you few. And here you can select the last name again. For last name, I want to map last name correctly. Okay. Then you have one more drop down, that is you can select the designation. Sorry, designation we have given, right? A department. Okay, we can give HR, IT, for example. Because the length is should be same, otherwise it will give you error. That's what it is showing an error. Do a proper one. Now you can select the value where you want to store. Okay, then same you can store into your customer. Okay, now you have displayed the form. But my consideration is I want to display first name and last name. These are personal details. Designation and department are professional details. Just assume you can take multiple things. Okay. So this one, first one and last, first name and last name, I want to display in the first page. Designation and department I want to display in a second page. Okay. So in that case, simple, go to the first name. Okay. That is the first text box. Okay. Here you can see value and save into you have given. Okay. And only you need to write the show when condition when to be displayed. It should be displayed into the first page. Okay. Should be displayed into the first page. Okay. And I want to display in the last page also. Let's assume, for example, first page I will collect. Last page I want to review it. I want to review it. All the details are correct or not. If they are correct, you can go back and you can modify that. That is the reason first and third. Okay, I want to display first and third. For that, you can write the show when condition. Okay, or you can use or condition. Local bank current step equal to first and third. Okay, similarly for last name also. Okay, first and third, I want to display the first name and last name. Okay, and here just assume, just I'm giving the values. See, in the first page, I'm giving all the values. When I click on the next button, I'm giving her two values. Okay, and because first name and last name is not visible here, when I click on the next button, all the values are coming. Okay, but in the third page, I want to display read only, should not edit. Just it is review, right? Review means it should not be edited, it should be read only. For that, for first name and last name in the third page, I want to give read only equal to true. So whenever it is true, local bank current step equal to 3, automatically it will return 2. See, I have given that one. But whenever you are displaying, it should not be, the label position should be above and the value is below, right? But while displaying already, it's a best practice. But you have to use this in the adjacent, you have to come. The label position, you need to write the condition. If only for the label guys, I'm talking multiple conditions here. Local bank current step equal to 3. If it is 3, it should be adjacent because it should be displayed, or else it should be above, like this. Same you can copy for last name also. Okay, that is the best practice. Always you should follow while displaying, should be adjacent. You can have say. Now, same thing you can apply it for a drop down. But whenever you have a drop down, you don't have, see here disabled is there, but read only is not there. I should disable it. But while in the top one you are displaying normal, but you should not display. For that, what we will do, we will take one more test, but we'll show you. For now, drop down should be displayed into which page? Okay, in a second page. Simple, you can write the second page. Only you can display into the second page, not in the first page. Only in the second page I want to display. Now I want to test it. Let's see. First page I can give. Second page I am giving my values. Okay, now it should come in. Yeah, this pay which should be high. That's the reason it's showing here. You can have multiple values over there. Because just example I'm showing you. So now you can see instead of two values, I want to display the drop down values also. For that, you can take a one more text box. Okay, simple. Go to the design mode. Okay, here you can take one more text box. Sorry. Okay, you can take one more text box. On the right side itself, you should give the position should be adjacent. Value should be you can give department. You can have two, like flexibility should be there, and value should be from customer dot department. And only value is required because you are just displaying it. Similarly, for this one also, you can do the same. It should be adjacent. It is designation. Display value should be designation. See, it is coming, but it is still it's a right, and I want to use a read only equal to true. Just you can select the checkbox. And you go with the department, select the checkbox. That's it. See, it's coming like this. I can check the preview. That should be fine. Okay, so let's go to expression again. Okay, go to expression. So now you have three text boxes, but this text box you want to display only when local bank equal to 3, current step equal to, because in the third step only it is required, right? Because only it's for the read only purpose, not in the first step and second step. That is the reason I am using only in the third step. Okay, now you can just cross check it, test it. You are in first page. Okay, you are in first page. Okay, just I'm giving any name, designation, software engineer, and HR department. See, I can review it. First name, last. If anything is wrong, just I want to rechange that last name. Go back. For example, you can change it and submit it. It would be very flexible to do. So user feel like this is a single page. Yes, it is a single page, but they have multiple sections with the next page and previous page. The look and feel will be very good for end user. Then you can build this can just here you have to only 4 details. You can take one section, two section, multiple section. You can display section wise display and field wise display based on the requirement you can do. But when you know these conditions, like simple here, when what should remember means the label position and show when conditions and read only values. And apart from that, how to display the buttons with the proper steps. And apart from that, for example, end user wants like so where currently he is in the first step or second step or not. So exactly in where he wants to display here. Simple, you can take one more local bank steps. Generally, to have multiple on this, just you can take. So for example, personal details. Okay, and professional. Nothing but employment and review. Three steps are there, for example. Okay, in the three steps you want to display to the end user where the steps exactly is there. For that we have a one component called section you can use directly. Within the section you can use contents generally, okay, that should be fine. Within the contents you can use a component called milestone. Okay, there is a component called milestone. There we have a steps. If you can declare steps. So what are the steps we have given? You can get from the constant solver all the steps. See, the line will come. Okay, all the steps, first step, second step, third step. So which step you are currently means there is an option called active. So currently, which step means you have to give one number or two number like that. But here it should not be the best practice. You always give your current step, local bank current step. So whenever you come back, it will show you are in the professional. Whenever you come back, it will show you are in the personal. Okay, so simple. Then user also can understand, okay, you are in professional details. Finally, you are in the review and submit it. Like this also you can implement. Further, you have to use a milestone. So many components are there, so many functions are there. Go through it. Which function we can use, which way. You get some idea of where to use and all. Okay, so now save it. This one you can give. For that, you can create any process model. In the process model, you can configure. In the process model, generally, you can configure using a, so that you know like how to store in a DB and all. You can do that later. Just I'll show you. Directly you can configure. No need to configure anything. Give activity chaining. Configure your form. Simply, you can configure your. So generally, whatever you configure in the process model, that would be saved here. You know already this step. That's what I'm going with. Here you can select initiator. That should be fine. Do save and publish. Okay. Now you can execute this flow. This process model you can create as an action also. See, something I'm giving. So for end user, it would be visible like this. So you can cross check the values here. Okay. So similarly, you can take address details in your form. Then you can have, already we did a mapping right in one of the process. Same you can do using this form also. There what we have done, in the same form we have selected address and all. You can try this way, first form, second form, next button, previous button. You can try, and there you can update the proper value. First here we have selected, right? Similarly, same you can apply. But here, instead of your sections wise details, you can use page wide details. Then that would be helpful. Okay, then you can save the values. Like this we can implement. But here there is no specific details, just we need a one small local variables. You have played with the simple conditions, nothing else. You have played with the simple condition with the show when condition and all, that if condition, show when condition. Okay, so separate concept is all not required. You can build it like this, different. We have so many examples, you can go through it. Clear it. So any questions on this, let me know, because on top of it, tomorrow we will create a site object, which is very, very important. Generally, in real time, no one will use tempo. Till now, we are discussing about the tempo. End user can access the task from here, reports, records. Yes, it is there always. It is a default one, which is given by Appian. But still, in real time, no one will use 99%. They'll go with the site. That we will discuss tomorrow because till now we completed records, reports, individual interfaces, and task reports. So everything is completed, whatever is required for the site. So we will configure everything in the site, and it would be easy to access from the site for the end user. Okay, so don't miss tomorrow. We will integrate all in a single site. How end user can access the site also I'll show you. Clear guys. So try to practice on this, how we can configure a wizard and how we can store. Here you can select address and everything you will select. Same thing, the next detail should be followed. There is no change in the flow. Just form visibility will change. Instead of section wise, we have to display in the page wise, next and previous buttons. That's it. Clear? Hope you understood. Any questions or anything, please raise now.